All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. It's Dave Robles with Think Real Estate, and I'm bringing you the great California Corona Staycation show. And fun guest today. We are speaking with Ashley Moon, the owner of Creatively Neat. Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So I was thinking that, hey, we got a little bit extra time in our hands these days.
Yes, we do.
And people find themselves at home, maybe doing some projects. And I imagine cleaning up a space or organizing a closet or something might be something on the list. Well, Creatively Neat is Ashley's company, and it is
Decluttering, organizing, simplifying, and making it home sweet home or home office.
Okay, let me pick it up from there. Creatively Neat is a decluttering and organizing company that takes a kind of deeper approach to it, more of a holistic and ultimately a coaching approach on getting you to stay organized. Mm-hmm. So Ashley, share with us, if you wanted to start with, I don't know, a closet or something, where does one begin? How do you begin?
Absolutely. Hi. So, a lot of people are wanting to get more organized or find a way to stay more organized. And they often say, well, where do I even begin? And frankly, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you begin. And so sometimes you need to get in the right headspace and just take a deep breath and don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it. And a closet's a great place to start. Or books, something that maybe doesn't have a lot of emotional attachment for you.
All right, let's say we were going to clean a closet.
Yes.
What would the first step be?
Okay, so whenever you are getting organized, there are 3 steps that you follow. So if you're going to organize a closet, you're going to sort first, like with like. Then you're going to purge or release one category at a time. Yes, sort. Very good. Sort. Number 1, sort. And I'll do a quick review first and then I'll go into it more. So you're going to sort like with like, then you're going to purge one category at a time, and then you organize the keeps based on access needed. So if you're doing your closet or your clothes, I recommend starting with what's hanging first and do all the winter stuff together, like jackets and coats. Do the lighter layers, like the first layer you would wear together. Tops, you could do short sleeve, long sleeve, and you could do like shorts, pants, skirts, dresses, right? The more you can sort by category, the easier it's going to be to see what you have and then make choices about what you're keeping or not. Because when you realize you have 8 purple suede jackets and you maybe wear one of them sometimes, guess what? You keep the favorite one and you let the rest go. But when they're all scattered around, it's hard to know which ones to keep or not.
Got it.
Right?
So then put them all together, then you can make a better decision about step 2.
Yes. And I recommend doing the hanging clothes first, or if you have 2 closets like winter and not, take it one closet at a time, and then maybe go through your dresser and take it one drawer at a time, or do the whole dresser. The problem is sometimes, like Marie Kondo, she talks about doing all your clothes at once. And I frankly find that really overwhelming for some people. So maybe you just start with the closet, then the dresser.
Now, Marie Kondo, that's the one where it's like, does this search give me joy?
Does this spark joy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Which is a great question to ask yourself. Julie Morgenstern, before her, wrote Organizing from the Inside Out, and she says to ask yourself whether or not you love it or use it. And ideally both.
Okay, so if you love it but don't use it, don't keep it.
Yeah.
And if you use it but don't love it,
then what Marie Kondo would say is tap into the reason that you probably do love it, like paper cups. Mm-hmm. You may not love paper cups, but you love the convenience they give you.
Right.
Less mess and stress when people come over.
Okay, I got to admit something to you. Mm-hmm. I wear a lot of polo shirts. Mm-hmm. Okay? I have like 10 black polo shirts. Mm-hmm. I don't need them, do I?
Well, how often are you wearing them? Are you rotating them all?
Yeah.
Is it working for you?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what though? I don't need 10. I probably need to take the caterers more often, right?
Yeah.
But maybe I don't need 10.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's each person's journey to decide how much is too much,
Hmm.
and no one can really tell you, in my opinion. It's for you to really assess, okay, what's my inventory, first of all, and how much feels like a good amount, depending on how often you do laundry, what kind of condition or shape those black polo shirts are in, and, maybe if you're really wanting to be ambitious and downsize, you keep the favorite, 5 or something. It just depends on so many factors.
Okay. So sort. And
Hmm.
then step two was
Purge, release,
purge,
let go.
release, let it
Pick
go.
a word that you like. Some people don't like the word purge. But yes, that's the second step, because once you see how much of something you have, it's way more easy for your brain to wrap its head around, and focus and make a decision based on your inventory, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so you purge, and like you might realize, oh my God, here's all my dresses. The more detail you sort, the better decisions you'll be able to make, because if you just put all your dresses together, then you might be like, holy moly, I have 50 dresses. You're still not sure which ones to keep. But then if you sort the summer dresses from the like maybe more wintry or formal dresses, then you think about your lifestyle and how often you're actually wearing them,
Right.
then can keep what reflects you today and your lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we sorted, we
Hmm.
purged, we got rid of the stuff that was we didn't need. Then what?
So then you organize. And how funny is it that the third step to organizing is organizing? And I call it that because, I'm basically taking a 5-step system that Julie Morgenstern, who I mentioned earlier, created, and I'm making it even more simplified into 3. The organizing, though, I break it down into homes and habits. So everything has a home, especially now that you know how much space it takes up, the volume and amount. And once you have a home for those things, then the segue into staying organized is being in the habit of putting those things in their home. And
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So organize.
Homes and habits.
Um, any other tips on how to like organize so you don't get back to your old ways?
So the first thing you want to do is really focus on getting organized first, and don't be a total perfectionist. Just focus on the sorting and the purging and having a home for everything, one category at a time. After you've completed a category, then you get to challenge yourself to staying organized, meaning
Right.
you pay attention, you slow down a little bit and you become more present and intentional. This is where people get more challenged sometimes, is I was going to say, when you come home and you walk in the door, watch yourself. Right now, everyone's kind of staying home mostly,
Yeah, right.
but just being mindful that instead of just mindlessly tossing something aside, later mentality can
Yeah,
become an
right.
avalanche, right?
Yeah.
It's actually making a conscious decision to be present and put it in the home that you created. Now, if you have new things coming into the home that don't have a home yet, I recommend having an area for things that don't have a home yet, and then have like a weekly sweep where you put those things away. It's
Right.
all about habits.
Yeah. And a little bit of OCD doesn't hurt, right?
A little bit's okay. It's all about balance, right?
I was looking over the workbook that you sent me,
Hmm.
and you had a quote in there that I really loved. And I read a lot of self-help stuff, but I had never heard this. Practice makes progress, not perfection.
Yes,
And I
yes.
love that because
Thank
it really is about progress, not perfection.
Yes.
But that's a great quote. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, a lot of people avoid getting started because they are wanting to do it perfectly all at once right away. And that's a really extreme way of thinking, but so many of us do it, we don't even realize we're doing it. So if you just get started, you're going to actually get more clarity and inspiration, then take more action based on that. And there's this cycle of taking action, getting more clear, focused, excited, taking more action, and you just keep going. And ideally, you're spiraling and evolving, not running in a circle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny how like I can be neat about some things, but messy about others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I never understood that. For example, my car is always super, super clean, but my work desk can become a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it doesn't translate to the work desk, but it for some reason doesn't. Is that something that's common or what?
Yes, actually, we're all human here, and we're going to be really good about some things and have challenges or struggles in others. So it's just good to be aware and to pay attention to what you are doing that works and how you might be able to transfer some of that, like from the car to your workspace,
Yeah.
and pay attention to what habits do you have in place and what's driving you to keep your car clean. Like what's your why, and what are you doing there to ensure that it happens, and then see if you can bring some of that into your office space. It also might be that each area or zone represents something. So like the office, where there's a lot of paper and supplies and electronics, is like a lot of responsibility and a lot of projects and things that you're managing. And so sometimes it requires stretching yourself a little differently in how you're handling all of the work and responsibilities. Whereas a car is a totally different vibe, and maybe there's more people coming into the car and you want to make a good impression,
I'm a realtor, we got to have a clean car.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Does that help?
Well, this is really, really fascinating. And I can go a lot deeper in this because I believe it's all connected.
Oh,
I believe that how you do one thing is kind of how you tend to do a lot of things. And I want to right now just go clean and get organized, but I want to stay organized.
mm-hmm.
It's such a battle.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have that. So sort, purge, and organize.
Yes. And then to stay organized. Yes.
Purge, get
Yep.
rid of it,
Yep.
and then organize.
Yes, very good. And you can totally stay organized if you're just open and willing to slow down a little bit and be more mindful. There's all these books and billions of dollars being spent on self-help in terms of being present,
Yeah.
be here now, right? Eckhart Tolle. And what a great opportunity to be present with your stuff and your space, to make it home sweet home.
There you go. I love it.
Home sweet home. It's like, what I would say is, how do you want to feel in your space? How do you want to feel in your office? Like when you're at your desk, like really get in touch with that, because, when we're so focused on the doing and the accomplishing, and we forget why, how do we want to feel when we're able to be inspired and productive and efficient, more organized and keeping that way, you're way more likely to sustain that if you're in touch with how you want to feel in your home sweet home or your home office.
That really rings a bell because I mean, in my life as a realtor, I'm always thinking about the next thing I need to do, the next person I need to call, the next project I need to move from this step to this step. And I'm never taking a moment to think about, how do I feel right now in this moment with the things around me?
Mm-hmm.
Again, being present and not thinking about what else I need to just do.
Exactly. And if you know anything about masculine and feminine energies, we all have both, right? It's not a gender thing. We all have, the masculine is the doing and the accomplishing, making things happen.
Yeah.
The feminine energy is more about being and nurturing and, nourishing.
Yeah.
Right. And we've got to do both. And sometimes we're way too one way than the other on some days, and we realize we need to find some place in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the middle and moderation is always the right approach.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that balance. It's like the word of the
This
year.
conversation was going to be so much more than a place for everything and everything in its place. And I really am glad that we went deeper than just that, because I believe there's more there than just making sure you put your socks away.
Totally. I feel like you're right with everything. How we do one thing is how we do everything, and it's all connected. And there are so many organizers out there, or books about, and YouTubes, about, organizing on the surface. And that's where I started many years ago. But over the years, I started to see, as I was evolving and my clients' needs were evolving, that and and clutter doesn't have little feet. It's there because of us. And it
Right.
was returning if we weren't starting to address habits and dreams and the deeper stuff,
Right.
and I'm getting chills right now. So I feel very fortunate and grateful that I've been able to witness this evolution within myself and my clients and my business. It's pretty powerful. I was
Very.
talking about it.
Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing with us. And we'll put links here where people can connect with you and maybe get some help with their organizing and some maybe coaching, because
Absolutely.
you know what? Everybody could use a good coach.
Yeah. And so I used to be out in the field, and I've gradually been taking this online virtually. And now, certainly, it's virtual. And what's powerful about that is we get to learn the tools to empower ourselves to be our own organizer and coach. And so, if you're not able to figure it all out yourself, that's okay. Ask for help. I can help you. And I have workbooks and videos and all kinds of stuff to make it easy.
Cool. Thank
Yeah.
you
Thank
so
you.
much, Ashley. I'm
You're
so glad you were with us
welcome.
today, and we'll talk soon. Take
All
care.
right. Sounds good. Bye.